Hi guys, and welcome to episode 13 of Fabric Fridays with me, Mary Morningstar Johnson from Ruby and Violet Designs. So the episode today is going to be a little bit different from my other episodes. I use a lot of color and talk about a lot of color in my episodes usually. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Scandinavian Design, which is more minimalistic and monochromatic, and so it's not really going to have a ton of color. However, the project that I'm working on, which is a work in progress, I'm trying to design a Christmas pattern, and I think that it's very intriguing using the Scandinavian fabric, but I think that there are multiple ways that you can add color into this project and also still keep the simplicity and the beauty of the Scandinavian design in the actual piece itself. So anyway, enjoy. So if you're somebody who really likes simple design, minimalistic, monochromatic with a pop of color, maybe you like more simple furniture, a lot of wood, natural hardwood floors, but maybe have some very unique, almost a little bit loud pieces mixed in with the simplicity, then I think that you really should look at a lot of Scandinavian design. One artist designer that I like to follow on Instagram is Kate St. Hill. She's in London, and the photos that she takes and the work that she designs for other people for their living spaces is beautiful. It's so simple, and she just seems to really be able to hit the target with a lot of her design. She keeps it simple, but she's able to really just add her personality into that too, and I just think that being able to find that balance is a very unique skill that not a lot of people have. And so in the piece that I'm going to show you today, I used this Scandi Christmas fabric, and it's beautiful fabric. It's red, white, and gray, and then it has some black accents in it. I love the fabric. I've been holding on to it for a while, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it, and I think that I wanted to stay true to this Scandinavian design style with the fabric, and so I kept that in mind when I was designing this pattern. So I'm first going to show you the fabric, and then I'll go on to show you the pattern, and then I'll lay out for you what I have accomplished so far so that you can get an idea of what it might look like when it's done. And so here is the Makower UK fabric. These are the first two pieces. And I think that with these, the collection as a whole really sets it apart. I like looking at all of these fabrics kind of as a cohesive unit. Some fabric lines I think have great individual pieces. This one does have some great individual pieces, but this one is so cohesive and just really ties into that Scandinavian style where it goes together, it's simple, it's minimalistic, and fits that design. So I think that that's kind of what helps hold it together, where you want to kind of look at it as a whole. But the stars are, I mean, this fabric can coordinate with pretty well any fabric line, I feel like, just because of the simplicity and the minimal color in it. And like I said, there's a gray and a red of every fabric. So here's this one. This is a little Christmas tree, forest, cottage print in the gray, and then in the red. And I just think that red is so bold, and as much as I like color, I do like a certain toned down Christmas decor, I guess, in what I do every year. Whether it's going with some purples or going with turquoise, and I know red is a very traditional Christmas color, but I like a little bit of non-traditional Christmas colors too, not just the red and the green. And so here are the reindeer with just the Christmas and winter little bits to it, and then the red. This one, I love this one. It is so pretty. Look at the dainty details in this. And yet you can still cut out these great pieces out of it if you're looking to do a project that, you know, you want just a little piece out of it. And then I didn't show you the gray. Here it is in the gray. I do have to say I like this one in the red better, but the gray is very pretty too. Then you can't have a Christmas line without some snowflake fabric. So you have your gray and your red, and just the intricacy and the detail in this line. I just think that it can go with so many things. And then with doing the Home Sweet Home quilt along with Sharon Holland, I've really been into these houses, and I think about Christmas time and when it gets dark early, and if you drive around and look at Christmas lights and you try to kind of look in the windows to see what people have up for their Christmas decorations, like their tree or their stockings. But anyway, I just love this concept of these little villages or houses at Christmas time. And you can see there's little reindeer and their Christmas trees, so that you know that it's a Christmas tree scene. And I like how this one included red, but they did it in such an appropriate way where the red didn't overtake this little village. It just really highlighted it, I think. And then this is the final piece to the collection. And it's just some berries. And the red and the gray. And so that is Scandi Christmas. So when I'm working on a quilt pattern for a table runner, a wall hanging, or a quilt itself, I find it's really helpful in just kind of laying out a design for it to kind of wrap my head around the size and how big I want my blocks or the different components of the piece. I find it helpful to use graph paper. Of course, I needed some graph paper, and I know that I have several tablets of it, and of course I couldn't find it when I needed it, and so I had to kind of piecemeal my own graph paper together, but I kind of do a little scale. So for me in this one, I think each square was an inch, and then I built my design. And so like I said, with the Scandinavian Design, I wanted to keep it really simple. I love the flying geese block because it can be used in traditional quilting. You see a lot of flying geese in modern quilting, but I just think that the lines of a flying geese block are so clean and just can be very minimalistic in a design. And so I wanted to do a Christmas tree. And I wanted it to be out of flying geese, and so I just started playing around, and I'm still not sure. I have a couple notes. I'm going to try and look when I'm putting it on my design board to see if maybe I want to flip a couple of the flying geese and not have it all just one direction. I'm just going to see what that looks like, see if I like it. But this is my little wall hanging design. It won't be very big. But I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in the fabric and what it kind of looks like on my design board. So as you can see, it's really starting to take shape. I have my little flying geese, and then I have my medium, and then I have my large flying geese. So the whole pattern, and let me just grab it here, the whole pattern consists of just the 3 sizes of the flying geese. And it's going to be in all just the grays of the Scandi Christmas fabric. I could do 2 versions. I could do one out of the gray, one out of the red, and then I guess for fun I could do one out of both. But for right now I just wanted to focus on the gray because I'm really interested in this monochromatic, like I said, Scandinavian design. And I think that as a wall hanging, this could lend itself to being added on to if you want. One idea, kind of a simple idea, my quilt club every year at Christmas, if you're a new member, we ask you to make a little quilted ornament. Nothing too huge, nothing too fancy, but we have a big Christmas tree wall hanging that we hang up where we have our meetings, and every member has an ornament on it that they've made. And so a friend of mine was making her ornaments for it, and she made me this little ornament, and I hold on to it. I love it. It's so little, it's really cute, but I think that making maybe some of these and hanging them up on the finished piece could add a little pop of color in your wall hanging. Another idea is you could make some felt garland and just kind of string it across. There are a million and one different things that you can do once you get it done. But I encourage you to look into Scandinavian design. I think that it's beautiful. Instagram, of course, is a great resource to be able to just see a whole collage of work that people have done, spaces that they've created using Scandinavian design. And again, check out Kate St. Hill on Instagram too. I'll put her Instagram handle here, and then it'll also be at the beginning of the video when I talked about her. But anyway, I hope that you guys look back to my Instagram page. I plan to develop this into a pattern to hopefully sell on my website. Just keep looking for my Instagram. Hopefully I can have that done here in the next couple weeks. We'll see. You know, things happen during the week. Sometimes I'm not able to get projects completely finished. I'm trying to learn to give myself grace with that. I belong to the Craft Industry Alliance, and I recently posted on there about kind of struggling with juggling everything during my week, and I love doing these videos and I want to continue doing them. I'm trying to figure out how to keep finding time to come up with new content, developing projects, posting those projects, videoing those projects, while also maintaining some of my other jobs that I have going on in my business. So anyway, I think that, you know, life happens and we have to just kind of roll with it and do our best. And anyway, so I thought I would just share that as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode of Fabric Fridays, and I hope that you join me again next week for next week's episode. Thanks. Bye.